Hello, stamp fans. This is Akiko Sudano, and I want to welcome you to Stampin' in the Meadows and my video for today, my Sunday afternoon live video for making cards. Oh, yep, looks like I'm good. Oops, let me make sure that I have this muted. Ooh. Oops, no, wrong way. There we go. There we go. So, welcome to Stampin' in the Meadows, and I'm going to demonstrate a card today that is a card that we did during Onstage a couple weeks ago. Hi, Chi. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to first start off by showing you. This is the cover for the new mini catalog that is going to come out January 3rd. And I will be ordering a bunch of them on Tuesday. And so if you've placed an order with me, I will mail you your catalog. And as soon as I get my order, and I'm going to get them expedited so that I get them hopefully by the end of the week. And then this starts on January 3rd, and then also starting on January 3rd, we'll start Celebration again. And Celebration is Stampin' Up's biggest sale event during the year. And so that's going to start up on January 3rd. So in anticipation of all of that, you're going to probably see a lot of different sneak peeks out on the web, and I'll be doing some. But one of the first things that I wanted to do was show you this. This is one of the cards that we made at Onstage a couple of weeks ago, and it's really pretty. This is made with the Timeless Tulips set that will be in the new catalog. And when we went to Onstage, they gifted everybody a stamp set of the Timeless Tulips. And so that's it. You've got lots of different tulip flowers and stems and leaves, and then some really, really pretty sentiments. So it makes it very, very useful. You've got birthday, get well, a Mother's Day, and then a happy, happy spring. So you've got a lot of different sentiments that can go with this tulip set. And I think tulips are one of the prettiest things. So this is the card that I made, and I was very disappointed with the way it came out. This was what was supposed to be made, and this is what I ended up making. I was not happy with my card. I think I've got 6 flowers on here, but they're kind of all messed up. They're not in any kind of orderly fashion. So for today's project, what I want to do is recreate this so that it looks more like this, so that it's a little bit more orderly and not quite so messy. I think the mistake that I made when I went to do this card was I did the stems first. And I think that when you have like your arrangement of flowers, I think you want to do your flowers first and then attach the flowers to a stem, so that way you have more control in where you place your various objects. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp these big tulips that end up being punched out, because the Timeless Tulip stamp set comes with a punch, so that you don't have to fussy cut it. You can just punch out the tulips, which makes it nice and easy. And here I've got Rococo Rose ink, and I'm going to ink that up and stamp my tulips here so that I can punch them out. I'm going to put this aside, my sample aside, and check. Oops, that was kind of messy because I swooshed it. Just go straight up and down. I'll do 3 of them. 1, 2. Yeah, I've got room. 3. we go. So this looks a little shiny, so I'm going to put this aside to dry. And then I'm going to take my long panel and I'm going to try to put these 3 flowers in the top here. Now, one of the things that I notice is that like I said, the mistake that I made was that I ended up stamping the stems first. So I'm going to stamp the flowers first, and I'm going to use this stamp for the flowers. Can you see that? I'm going to use this stamp with the flowers, and I've already mounted on my block, and they're kind of like the bottom of the flower seems to be like about 1/3 of the way down from the top of the card, and then you've got 3 of them. But one of the things also that I notice is that they're slightly offset, so that these guys you can have 3 of these kind of in the center as your focal point, and have these 3 smaller tulips kind of as the background. So let's see if I can get this better. It's about 1/3 of the way down, and I think I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm going to, and he's a little turned a little bit, so I'm going to cock him a little bit to the side this way, and maybe a little higher, and then stamp him down and straight up. Okay, all right, that looks good. Now the second one, I'm going to go straight up and down. It's a little bit higher, but right here. Okay, I guess he could have been a little bit higher. Maybe put the other one, the third one that goes off the page a little bit really high. That'll offset it. There we go. Yeah, okay, good. So, pat him off. Now, I think we're done with flowers. Unless we have to redo something. I think we're done with flowers. But that was using Rococo Rose for the flowers. And then the stems and leaves were done in Pear Pizzazz, which is a nice light green. It's not the lightest Stampin' Up! Green color. And this stamp set comes with 2 different stems, one which is really curvy and one which is really straight. And I'm just using the straight one. I'm not gonna make myself crazy by doing lots of different things here, making things too much more. There's my goofy card, and let's see. Oh, and then I saved my stamping mat from on stage as well. So this is a, let's see, we good? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna go up and kind of join him to the bottom of the flower. Okay. And this way, by doing the stems afterwards, and you can stamp the stems so that they are matching the flower, and then you can figure out if you want to cross them, because you've got kind of a random grouping of stems here. They kind of go all the way across the bottom. It's not like they're coming out of a vase, so that they're all coming together, so that you've got the stems kind of going all around here. And so this last one, let's just make sure. I think this one has an angled end and a fairly flat end, and the flat end is the part that touches the flower. So you want to make sure that one goes with the flower. So let's see here, and we'll get it close enough so that you can kind of see, and stamp it. There. All right. So let's stamp the stems for the other flowers. Let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3 stems, and these two really cross over. So let's make the first one kind of in the center here, and we'll go. I think that if we go, we want the flowers to be lower, but we can cover up the top of the stem and position the flower afterwards the way we need it to be. And then let's put one right over here. So this is where our other big tulip flower is going to be. And then one is going to be right here. This one can be, I guess, a little bit higher. And then right here is a spot that doesn't have anything, so that would be a good place to stick a stem and have it going like this. Boom. There. I think that's good. Now, this stamp set comes with 2 different leaves. So let's put some leaves on here. Let's see. That's not quite sure. And one of the things is that you play with the different stamp sets and you play with them with like some that looks good. And basically, I think what I want to do is I want to fill up some of the empty space here so that I've got some greenery. And let's do a couple with the sleeve. And I think that with these leaves, they can go, there's not a definite up and down. So I think you can do that one that way, and then you can flip it upside down and then do it that way too. That looks okay. Yep. All right. I'm going to do one more kind of up here. No, I'm going to leave it. Leave it. Leave it be. All right. So then there's another leaf here that comes with this one. And this one coordinates with this slot in the punch. And this one can be used as either a leaf or a flower petal if you want to put it like on the outside and have a dimensional tulip like that. But we're going to stamp off a couple of leaves to pop up, to punch out and pop up so that we've got dimension to our design. So we'll have dimensional flowers and dimensional leaves. There. So I think we're done with the pear pizzazz. So I'm going to cover that up, put that away. Oops. There's my linen thread for the tie, for the bow. All right. Let's start by punching out our tulips. Align it up. And punch. There, and that's going to go right there. That's good. Much better. Much better than the other project that I have. Oh, I forgot to do the inside. We'll get to that when we finish getting our flowers punched and our leaves punched. And that tulip will go right there. Much better. Oh, and then I have I smushed it. I smudged it with green ink. Oh my goodness. This is not lining up. So I think I need to. I stamped this a little too high. So I need to just trim the bottom off so that it'll fit in the punch. And this way I have flexibility of lining it up so that it lines up really well. Stick it in. There we go. That wasn't so good. Now I don't have my things to line it up, to move it around. Oh, that'll be good. And then I have extra one. That composition is much better, because then you can see all of our pretty tulips. Okay. Now we want to punch out our leaves, and then we'll stick the dimensionals on them and pop everything on, and we'll be good. 1, 2. All right, we're all finished with the punch. Hello, Patricia. Thank you for joining me. This is I'm fixing up a card that we made an onstage, and mine just is a mess. And so I'm recreating it in hopes of doing something, making a prettier card this time. So that's the project for today. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little piece of linen thread and wrap it around a couple of times, and this one is only long enough for wrapping around twice. So I'm going to just wrap it around twice and make a big loopy bow. Wrap it. And adjust the loops and adjust the tails. That looks good. It's not as tight as it could be, but that's good. I'm going to secure it with a piece of Scotch tape in the back. There, that's good. Everything's a little floppy, but we're fine. Now, we're going to put the big flowers on with dimensionals. I'm going to use 2 for each of these big flowers. Let's go ahead and get these set up. Then do our last one. don't think I need that anymore. I might. All right. Now, let's do the center one first. That's good. And remember, they can flop off the edge of this card because we'll have some room for, it makes it more interesting that way too. Yeah, good. Did I get all my dimensional? Yeah. I didn't even think about where I put my dimensionals and that they might be flopping off the edge. Just don't seem to be thinking of all of the different things I need to consider these days. But it's a busy time with the holidays here. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And I hope everybody that's traveling has safe travels. I know my son is traveling today, so he's traveling for work, not for pleasure. Okay, so for these guys, I'm going to use the mini dimensionals. Let's see. Let's do two of them. All right, so where should we place this leaf? And how should we place him? Right here? Now, with this loop we want to have come down. That'll be that right there. Or maybe right there. Not right here. Okay. Pull out the covers. There we go. And then let's do this guy. Right. Should they have one on this side and then one over here. So do we want it over here? I still want to, yeah, I think I do. Well, let's see here. I want to make a little greeting. So where can we put the greeting? Maybe we'll stick him, no, we'll stick him right here. This way? Yeah, let's stick it right here. And then we'll put the greeting on top of that. Let's get our dimensionals right here. Here we are. Right here, underneath the, yeah, right here, so underneath the bow, there we go. Yeah, all right, now I'm going to go ahead and trim these tails on my bow, and I'm going to take, wasn't sure what greeting I should use, but I think based on the amount of space that I have here, I'm going to go ahead and use that little hello greeting. So I have to put that on my block, and I'm going to stamp that in crumb cake. Put it on my block and stamp it in crumb crumb cake ink on the edge here, and then I can cut it out with my little scissors. Can you see me here? Oops. I seem to just be getting ink all over myself. There we go. It's so sweet. Just a little hello. It's a pretty little sentiment. It's a pretty sentiment. Pretty font. Cover up the ink. And let's just cut it out. And it's small enough so that you can just cut it straight like that. Maybe that's a little crooked. Not yet. It's hard to tell. It looks good. I don't think it needs anything. We'll put some of those little dimensionals on it. Put 2 of them. 2, there we go. And we'll put it over our ribbon. Our thread, our linen thread. Yeah. So this is really kind of relaxed, and I want to make sure the loops of the bows come forward. So let's get that out of the way. We can put it right here. There we go. Yeah, that's good. It says hello. All right. I think that composition is so much better. So the key here was stamping the flowers first before you stamp the leaves. And that way you know, stamp the flowers before you stamp the stems, so you know kind of where the stems need to connect to afterwards. So what we'll do is we will take some dimensionals. Where did the big ones go? I could use the little ones. I'll just use the little ones and put them on the back. And put it on the card. I've been doing a lot of kits recently, and I've really come to appreciate the small dimensionals for what they do. And we're going to cover that up. Don't worry. Let's make sure that we do this the right way so we don't put it on upside down, because that's the kind of day it is. But a lot of the kits seem to come with the mini dimensionals, and maybe it's just because I've been doing tag kits and stuff like that, but I like them too. All right. Now this goes all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. Oh, this is throwing me off because one side is metric and one side is regular, what we're used to. All the way to the top, and then all the way to the bottom, and center it there. That's just so much prettier. All right, so we're going to fix that. And they didn't have these at Onstage, but I just love these sequins. And since we used crumb cake for here, and we have crumb cake here, and it's such a light, the crumb cake sequins are just going to be the perfect accompaniment. There's crumb cake, and then there's also, I'm not sure if it's pear pizzazz, but it'll be perfect too. So put one crumb cake one up here to cover the boo-boo, and then let's put one of these little green ones because this is a light green. It might be pear pizzazz. I have to double check. Shall we, let's put it right here. So this way we have dimensions, and now we have bling, and then maybe a white one, and we'll put it down here with all the greens, so that that we have something that's right here. There we go. There. So we have some bling, we have some sequins, and we have dimension. So we have and some ribbon. So we've got all of our important components for a pretty fancy handmade card. So now for the inside, let us repeat the theme, but let's use this stamp and stamp a little tulip coming down the side here. We'll start again by stamping the flower first. And it's going to be on the side, and I'm going to do it full strength. Not do it half strength. I think stamping off sometimes for the insides, you don't want to have you want to have it lighter so that you can still see it when you go to write on it. But we're going to just do this full strength, and then we'll do the stem, and we'll do a little leaf. And the stem can go down. Just join it to the top. There we go. That's really kind of fuzzy, so you've got a lot of flexibility in terms of how close you get it, or if you do it too far up. So which leaf? I think we want one on the inside here, this way or this way. Let's do it this way. This way. And we'll do a leaf there. I guess I shouldn't have covered that. So you've got a pretty tulip running down the inside of your card. Let's see here. Are we dry? That's, I think, it's just so wet today that I think everything is taking a little longer to dry. I'm just going to use my liquid glue, run it around the outside. Hi, Lee Ting. I'm sorry I'm so late. Hi, Sebastian. I see that you guys just joined me. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hi, Sebastian. And there. That's going to be pretty. This is throwing me off again, but we're okay. That's okay. Am I straight? You know what? With the tulip being down here, it kind of disguises it. I think when you have designs on the inside, it kind of draws your eye to, your eye just kind of, there. That's so pretty. There. So that's the inside, and that's the outside, and we added some sequins, and we actually put our hello greeting on like we were supposed to. So we finished our card. So this is the before, this is the messy one, and this is the after. This is the way you're supposed to do it, by stamping your flowers first and positioning your flowers first. Actually, this guy's a little over the edge. Oh well. Everything is always, you always learn something. Always something to do to make it better next time. Well, that's all I have for today. I want to remind you again that this Timeless Tulips stamp set is from the new mini catalog that's coming out in January, on January 2nd. And there's another big thing happening this week, and that's the year-end closeout starts on Tuesday. So be sure to check out check Stampin' Up. I don't have any details as to what's going to be included or not included, but check out that, because that's going to be some good bargains. And stay tuned, and thank you very, very much for joining, and have a great week. And happy December, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.